Somewhere beneath the ruins of what used to be Manhattan, hidden under layers of false floors, falsified reports, and buried ethics, Alchemex did what no one else could. Or maybe what no one else dared.
Pod 9. Unknown subject. Vitals stable. Mental response non-reactive.
He's waking up. It's supposed to happen this soon. Project lead said phase 1 would trigger automatically. He's probably disoriented. Keep your safeties off.
Fluid drains, muscles twitch, limbs stretch. A slow inhale. He steps out of the pod barefoot, stripped of everything but instinct, and a pair of old combat briefs.
Vitals look good. Override's not showing total sync, though.
Then run the sequence again. If he resists, put him down.
But there's no hesitation in his eyes. No confusion. Only the silence of someone who knows exactly what they are, even if they don't know why they're here.
Subject 9. Do you understand your directives? Nod if you understand me.
I don't take orders from Ghost. Too late. He's already moving. A fist slams into a visor. A boot kicks a rifle out of reach. They built him to be a weapon, and forgot weapons don't need permission to fire. Hydra? He throws the soldier through a monitor bank. Another tries to flank. He's met with an elbow that could shatter concrete. It's not a fight. It's a correction. 10 seconds later, the room is quiet. Broken tech, broken bodies. The only thing standing is the man they thought they could control. He breathed. Not from exhaustion, but from focus. A storage locker cracks open under his grip. Inside, old gear. Familiar. Boots, utility belt, suit, everything. The star on his chest is faded, like a memory resurfacing. He suits up in silence. Now, let's find out what the hell you've done this time. He steps through the door, past the wreckage. Somewhere down the hall, the next chapter is sharpening its claws. Fox VoiceWorks presents a Marvel Rivals inspired story. Captain America: Out of Time. Above the chaos on a higher level of the Alchemex facility, the sounds shift. Less carnage, more control. This isn't someone raging through goons. This is someone dancing with death. One shot, one kill. Natasha ducks behind a steel crate as streams of bullets chew into it. Sparks fly. She slides a fresh mag into her sidearm. Breath steady.
She's in the west corridor. Cut her off.
12 hostiles. Tight formation. Close quarters. Bad odds. But she's not dead yet, so clearly the odds aren't bad enough. She pops up. 2 quick shots. One head, one knee. Dives back down. Another burst of fire tears into her cover.
Damn, so much for stealth.
An explosion rocks the hallway. Her doing. She's already on the move, slipping through the chaos it creates. Hand to hand now, silent, efficient, brutal. Natasha spins a soldier, uses his body as a shield as bullets rip into him, then drops him with a sweep kick. And a neck jab. Another grabs her from behind. She slams his head into a wall.
Bring out the launcher. Right away, sir.
Then she hears it. A low whine building to a hum. She turns, one of them shouldering a rocket launcher. No cover left. Nowhere to go. Too close to dodge. Then a loud crack. The launcher wielder is obliterated by a ricocheting shield that slams into his chest and sends him flying. She doesn't hesitate. One glance and she knows that shield. Steve steps through the smoke again. Same stoic face, same walk like gravity is a suggestion. I have to admit, I didn't expect to see you here.
Trust me, I'm glad to see you here.
Where are we, Natasha?
That's a long story. I'll tell you on the way, but we have to move, Steve.
Understood. Let's get a move on. Location. Overlooking the cityscape of the intergalactic empire of Wakanda. Time, night. It had been some time since that fateful encounter in the Alchemex building. Some time since Steve had seen Natasha. But he was at a different when, and at a different where. It almost felt like a different life. And he guessed it had been. The stars shine differently here. Too many of them, too close together. Below, sleek anti-grav trains zip along golden tracks. Vibranium towers pulse with soft energy. And above, Wakandan ships drift silently through artificial skies. Captain America sits alone on the balcony, elbows on his knees, shield leaning against the wall behind him. The wind hums low, the sound of an alien city thriving without him. I missed a decade. Watched friends die twice over. And now, I don't even recognize the world I'm supposed to fight for. Time's a strange thing. You sleep through one war, and you wake up in another. But now, it's not even the same planet anymore. Or the same stars. He studied his reflection in the curved glass of the balcony rail. A man carved out of time, out of place, not bitter, just tired. Soon, footsteps behind him. Light ones, familiar ones. Sure-footed, exactly as he knew the man to be.
Penny for your thoughts, old man?
Steve doesn't turn at first. Just lets a quiet breath slip out through his nose. He finally looks over his shoulder, faint amusement in his eyes. But the weight doesn't lift. You wouldn't have enough pennies, Clint.
That bad? Sorry to hear it, Cap.
Not bad, just different. Everything's different. And and I'm still trying to decide if I woke up to save the world, or just keep chasing pieces of the one I lost. Clint walks up beside him, leans against the railing, silent for a moment, as he takes in the neon-lit marvel of Wakandan ingenuity stretching out into the stars.
You know, for a guy from the 40s, you're doing all right. Just try not to throw your shield at the wrong guy.
No promises, soldier. The two stood there together, in silence. There was nothing more to say between them for the moment. The soldier and the archer, in the heart of Wakanda. Wakanda had changed. No longer a hidden nation on Earth, but a civilization among the stars, stretching from asteroid colony to quantum-threaded satellites orbiting supermassive stars. Their ingenuity had taken them far beyond what any other person had ever dreamed of. The throne room reflects the expansion, a fusion of tradition and futurism. Gold-lined obsidian floors, holographic panther statues, and warriors in armor that hum with energy fields. It was some hours later, after Hawkeye had left, that Steve was summoned by T'Challa. He had made his way through the palace to the throne room. He stared at the marvels around him, so far beyond the technology that he had seen back in the war. It reminded him of some of the old Hydra tech from back then, but far more advanced, far more esoteric, he thought. This place doesn't feel like anything I've ever fought in, but maybe it's something I can fight alongside. In front of him, great doors part, and King T'Challa, the Black Panther, steps forward, cloaked in royal regalia and flanked by the Dora Milaje. He approaches with a measured gaze. Captain America, I hope the accommodations have been to your liking. They have been, T'Challa. I have to thank you. After waking up at Alchemex, I wasn't exactly sure where I was going. Your hospitality has been helpful. Think nothing of it, Captain. It has been some time. I hope you are able to adjust without too much problem. Their conversation was brief, quiet, and measured. T'Challa acknowledged the truth neither of them wanted to say out loud. This version of Steve Rogers might not be the man he once knew. The time entanglement, ripped open by dooms, reckless ambition, had scattered timelines like shards of broken glass. Steve could be a remnant, a variant, or a thread from a different past entirely. But T'Challa didn't care. In the face of his temporal collapse, character mattered more than technology. He told Steve the world they were living in was unraveling. Realities bleeding into each other. Like ink in water, forces from across time and space were aligning under new banners. Hydra wasn't the only threat. Not AIM, not Alchemex. Not even the Dooms were the only problem. There was so much more going on. Wakanda, for all of its power, could not shoulder the fight alone. What they needed was a symbol, a leader, a legend. Steve said little in return. He didn't need to. The shield on his back, polished, pristine, heavier than it used to be, was answer enough. By the time they stood before the galactic star map, its pulsing lights stretching across systems and sectors. They understood each other. Steve would build a team, one pulled not just from Earth, but from the entangled chaos of every timeline affected. T'Challa thanked him, not just for saying yes, but for still being the kind of man who didn't need to be asked. Location: en route to Hydra Arctic Base. Heaven's Hell. Time: 0300 hours. Present day, post-time entanglement. They call it Heaven's Hell, Hydra's Arctic black site. Officially, it doesn't exist. No satellites, no intel, no escape. If someone ends up here, they're either forgotten or worse, remembered by the wrong people. Hydra built it deep under the ice shelf, decades ago. Reinforced concrete, electromagnetic shielding, cryo-holding tanks, anti-surveillance cloaks. It's a ghost, wrapped in shadows. And somewhere inside is Bucky, or better known as the Winter Soldier now. Cap didn't know this before now. Well, Clint had told him. He was the one who intercepted the message. One of the splinters of Hydra's factions, the ones warped by time fractures, still had him experimenting, reprogramming. I'm glad you offered your help, Barton. Even if you didn't have to. I know you know the drill, but I want to go over it again anyway.
Because you're getting rusty.
Let's just say years on ice haven't done me any good. So let's run over the plan. This'll be a stealth op, Clint. We get in there, and we get out. We find Bucky, and we try to make as little noise as possible. Get back to T'Challa. We don't want to run this any longer than we have to. Understand?
I understand. Quinjet's about 30 seconds out, so let's get a move on.
All right, soldier. I'm counting on you. Hopefully, there's still something left to save. Quinjet's rear ramp opens. Arctic winds howling through the cabin. Snow whips across the horizon like razors in the dark. Below them, Heaven's Hell slumbers in silence beneath the ice, waiting. There's a dark, ominous presence here. The place looks like it matches its moniker to the T. Cap takes one long look at the place. He's seen many a Hydra base. Hundreds of them at this point. But this place feels different. Like there's something else here. More than the normal. More than he was bargaining for. But, despite the risk, despite that unnerving feeling in the pit of his stomach, it doesn't change anything when he jumps from the back of the Quinjet. He lands with a thud, and he gets moving.